Hello, good afternoon. It is the Everton Daily Live Extra. A little bit later today, simply because having to negotiate the traffic lights in the and the roadworks in this city has become hellish. I'm sure it's the same in many places. There's an election. Let's dig all the roads up to show that we're spending money. Thanks.
I left about 12 and got here at 20:38.
Yeah, but you live in Wooltown, so
I know I live 16 minutes away. If I go home at like 7 o'clock, I just bomb it. 16 minutes.
yeah, bomb it again. Ned once again.
At the mile per hour limit.
Ned once again committing to his crimes on air
in Germany.
It's a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace, Ned.
Isn't the speed limit in Germany like 300 miles an hour?
No.
Oh. Is there a speed limit on the motorway?
Not on the motorway, no.
I'm going on the motorway in Germany.
Why?
Because it's good for your car.
Is it though?
Give it a blast every now and again.
You can do that here. You don't have to do it 70 miles an hour. You can put your car in fourth gear and drive down the motorway. Yeah. So, because when you go for an MOT, apologise about this, but when you go for an MOT, right, you should clear your admissions. And how you do that is you go, say you got on the motorway where you get on it, right, go down the expressway in fourth gear and put your foot right down. And the car will have to go at higher revs, and because it goes at higher revs, it'll have to go hotter. And as it's going hotter, it'll kick all the shite out. And
that is a great analogy of what Thelwell and Deitch need to do this summer.
That's what they do. Stick us in fourth gear.
Stick it in fourth gear.
Stick it in fourth gear.
Get the crap out.
It is the 31st of May. It is essentially D-Day for 777. This is expected to be the last day they have any association, I think, with Everton Football Club. Yeah, so that'll be them done. So the question is, what comes next? Obviously, we've heard John Textor speaking. It was like a week ago now, wasn't it? He spoke with The Athletic about the possibility of buying Everton Football Club, but he did say he thought by the time he'd sold his shares in Crystal Palace that Everton would already be sold. So do we expect an influx of people looking at Everton? Do we expect some tyre kickers who just throw their name out there and said they'd like to? Or is it going to come from nowhere? I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, of course, but is it going to come from nowhere where suddenly someone says, oh, we're linked with this fella, and then it's done before we know it? So how is everyone feeling about this as well? Because I know some of the media, and I know Everton have sort of had to put them right in the last couple of days, or certainly got the Everton side of the story out, and that's why you've seen loads of stories about Branthwaite and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and there's no need to sell, and if Everton sell, it will be a world record price for Branthwaite and that kind of thing. But how's everyone feeling about 777 not being on the scene anymore?
Do you think they'll release, or the club will release some sort of statement tomorrow? And if they do you think they should include anything like Don't worry about a thing in it? Any of that?
No, I don't think they will, because I don't think it's got. I think
because the fact that they announced that there will be a sale, last year, do you think that they'll have to announce that?
No, because I think. Well, listen, I'm not 100% sure. Then, so
we're not sponsored by Apple anymore.
We're not sponsored by Apples, no. I'm not 100% sure they would, but I think it's already in the public domain that Farhad Moshiri said from there's an exclusivity deal to the 31st. So he's already basically said it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to reiterate that, I don't think. I think we all know. So listen, football clubs don't put statements out, they brief journalists. You know that, you've been here long enough.
Yeah.
They brief journalists, they tell journalists the situation, and journalists are already running with the story of this is the end of 777, effectively. There will be no more money from tomorrow. And that's a bit scary as well. So that means Farhad Moshiri is going to have to put his hand in his pocket and make sure the bills are paid, the stadium continues. And that will be the scary part, I imagine, for a lot of people is...
I just think it's the fact that he'll be running the club from an AWOL position, and then maybe that's why he does need to get... I know we've got a temporary board in, but it's probably rang longer than it should have really supposed to. And And I suppose, I would like to know the reason, and I'm sure there is a very valid reason why they were given that extension, with a matter of just weeks.
Well, they paid the money, I imagine. I think they just paid the money.
At the start of the month.
I think they paid the money at the beginning of the month, thinking that there was still an opportunity to get through this situation, and maybe that's why. I mean, we've mentioned a few times. Well, it's been mentioned quite often that it was like 20 million a month, and then last month, if you remember rightly, there was a delay. People were talking about this delay, and money hadn't been paid yet, and then suddenly this money came, and it wasn't as much as 20 million, but it was more like 8 million, and it had been in an escrow account, and they paid it, and then it came out that they had a exclusivity period been extended till the 31st of May. So they paid the money. They kept paying the money essentially, and now that it just seems that not only can they not pay the money, but they're not in any kind of position to try and take over Everton anyway now. So obviously Everton have to make sure that money is in place. Now, whether that comes from Farhad Moshiri, which it really should, because it's his football club, he should keep the upkeep of it until someone comes in and buys it off us, or whether the likes of MSP, come and say, well, we need to make sure this football club is in the best shape it can be, because we've got a lot of money in this football club.
They might see it as an opportunity to get majority shares, whereas before that, it was looking like they just wanted a smaller equity. Well,
a lot of talk. There's been, obviously, if we go back to the timeline, MSP were the first people interested, and I think we all thought MSP were going to take over at Everton. We all thought they were going to buy Everton. It went on for a long time. 777 were in the shadows, but it was always going to be MSP. That looked like they were buying it. They were the ones who were turning up for games and stuff. And it always felt like that they were going to be the ones. But when they put their offer in, the Rights and Media Company, who obviously have got who have loaned money out to Everton, didn't believe their offer satisfied what they had at stake. So then it became a loan. And now that loan is within the club. The loan is essentially, if Everton don't pay it back, they get a very large stake in the stadium. And so they've got a lot. They wouldn't want to see Everton fall into a situation
where they don't get that back.
So they could turn that money into equity, I suppose, and get that back if someone comes and buys the football club. So there's a lot of different situations which I'm not quite qualified to talk about. But I think if you've been watching this show long enough and listening to other people, pretty much everyone's a near expert in the financial situation of Everton Football Club, PSR and takeovers by now. So it'll probably all happen from tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Tel says bookies got us third favourites to go down. Who cares? They're expecting us to get points deductions and think that there's going to be a fire sale. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who's asked? They're bookies. What, you know what I mean? Who cares?
I don't think we'll be anywhere near it next season.
Who cares? We got 48 points last season. And if Everton can keep a decent squad together, then we should be better than certainly the three teams who are coming up anyway.
And you'd like to think the players that we've already got will be getting, improving. It's not like they're all 30 years of age. We've seen the work that they did with Mikalenko. They can do that with Patterson in the summer. Bramley will get better if he's still there, obviously. James Garner, you'd like to think he'd get better, and then obviously they're going to bring in some more players. So
hopefully. MG says, "Hi lads, I rarely comment, but I love the show. I watch the Daily Live every day after work, and I love Round the Tower. I'm off to Norway for a few days today, up the Toffees. No way.
Are you going to Oslo? My mate's just been to Oslo.
Okay. And what did he think of Oslo?
Loved it.
Fair play. I want to go to Tromsø. Tromsø.
I just want to go to Oz.
Just Oz.
To see the wizard.
Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. James Howell says, Ped is the 777 deal in lingo. I believe it's not. It's not in lingo anymore. It has been in lingo all month. I think it's moved out of lingo and will be officially...
Now in limbo.
It will be officially dead tomorrow, I believe. It will be like a parrot in a sketch.
Any other extension, I think they would have announced it by now, surely.
They haven't got the money, you know.
But we're now in a new season. This can't go on.
So yeah, it should all be done. We will not see anyone wearing a cap with a suit at Goodison Park, I don't believe, next season.
It certainly won't be Josh Wander, but I might wear a cap and a suit.
Why would you wear a suit?
Vincent Kompany wears caps and
exactly,
suits.
And he
just got the Bayern Munich
but he
job.
won't be at Goodison, will he?
If I start wearing caps and suits and white trainers, then
you will be mocked. You'll be mocked.
I wear caps.
You have to be at a certain stature to just like wear certain clothes.
Yeah.
If you wore something, people will go, "What are you wearing?" And if someone like, I don't know, someone famous wore it, they go, "Wow, what a trendsetter!"
Like, imagine if I did gigs in bowler hats and suspenders.
But you could, mate.
No.
Oh, before I forget, there's a new show on Disney Plus called Camden, and it's all about the music scene in Camden, and you'd like it.
Oh no,
you'd like it. It's like some of your favourite bands are in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
There you go. He won't. Hasn't even got Disney Plus.
Of course I've got Disney Plus. What did I watch on Disney Plus last night?
Watches it for the
I watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Muppet Babies. Good film. Are you going to go and see the new one?
Noel Gallagher's in it. I asked my friend and she said no. So I was going to watch it on my own.
I asked my friend and she said no. Did you go and see something that...
I watched Challengers instead, but I did really like Challengers.
No, but did you go and see something that she wanted to see?
No, we both wanted to see Challengers.
Okay.
And I said, do you want to watch...
No, but have you ever been to see something with her that you didn't really want to see, but you went with her because you're a good friend?
No, but she's done that for me before, though.
Oh, Ned, you need to get some in the bank. You need to get some in the bank so that when you really want to go and see something and no one else will, you go, no, I went to see...
Oh, no, actually, we did watch Anyone But You.
Yeah.
The Sydney Sweeney one, but I enjoyed that well more
But don't tell her you enjoyed it, though. So just say, I want to go and see the new Planet of the Apes, and I went to see that film with Sydney Sweeney that I clearly didn't want to go and watch.
About 20 minutes in, I was sat there DMing Sydney Sweeney on Instagram.
I was really worrying what you were doing with your hand then.
I was going... I DM'd Sydney Sweeney saying, "Sapling, how are we?"
All right.
She didn't reply.
On what? What did you DM her on?
Instagram.
Is she on Instagram, is she?
Yeah, it's dead rude, that, innit?
That she hasn't got back to you?
Completely ignored me.
Because you're not wearing a bowler hat?
Bitch.
You can't say that.
What about a flap cap? Pete Doherty gets away with those.
Because they're done. They're done. You need something new. Something new and fresh. Something new and fresh.
New.
A fez.
Whoa. He's got a bowler hat on.
And who's that?
London.
Who is it?
It looks like him from who was that one who was an I'm Celebrity? The Boy George. Yeah,
RM. Hang on, sorry. RM says Brian King claims we could end up accepting 30 million offer for Jared Branthwaite.
30 million?
RX Scout says Man United the only club likely to move on. Who's Brian King?
I mean, won't accept him.
Who's Brian King? And why is he saying such silly things?
Some fella in the spell out.
And why hasn't he been locked up? 30 million?
Some fella in the local boozer.
Ian Bannon says, do you think investors are waiting for Everton to move into Bramley-Moore dock to show their faces? Maybe, mate. Maybe. But listen, it ain't that far away. Agent says you would suit a fez. He would suit a fez, wouldn't he? Bramley-Moore dock's not that far away from being completed, and it's more about, it might be about moving into Bramley-Moore, but it's certainly about completing Bramley-Moore. Bramley-Moore's 6 months away from being completed. So, you know, you might be right. I'm not sure, but it's there, isn't it? It ain't like the thing about Bramley-Moore dock is it ain't an idea. It ain't a pipe dream. It isn't a piece of land that we've got planning permission for. There's a stadium there. I mean, everyone can see it. You know, within the next couple of weeks, all the seats will be in that stadium. Literally, certainly by the end of June, all the seats will be in that stadium. The waterway will be done. The roof will be done. The barrel roof on the sides will be done. The exterior will be done before you know it. You know, by the time we go back to the new season, that the exterior of that ground will all be done, and it'll all be about the internal side of things then.
I just thought, can Everton upset Real Madrid in the Champions League final?
You just what?
I was writing the title for the next show.
Okay.
But can Everton upset Real Madrid?
Well, Carlo said, hasn't he, today that basically he rung Real Madrid to see if he could sign some players for Everton, and by the time he put the phone down, he was basically the Real Madrid manager.
Yeah, when they signed him. Yeah.
Horrible that.
Who do you think he was trying to get?
I don't know.
Can I have Benzema? Who did we need at the time? We needed a centre half, definitely. Sergio Ramos on a free.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Yeah. Steve P says he's an ex-Everton scout.
No, that means nothing.
That's why I don't know.
Glenn Foy was an ex-Newcastle scout and he worked in a garage.
Fair enough. Scouts of pizza this afternoon. Lads, I hope this is off-season where we finally get the issue sorted. I'd take Branthwaite in a heartbeat, but I very much doubt you'd sell him to us. Sorry, Scouts of Pete, who do you support? With a name like Scouts of Pete?
Tranmere Rovers.
Who do you support? That. You must be a Man United fan, but with a Scouts who supports Man United, what's going on there?
I'm guessing Liverpool.
No, I mean, that's never happening, is it? Never happening, ever.
Scouts of Pete, cut your hair.
No. Paul says, afternoon, Ped and Ned, love the show. Do you think it'll be easier to get matchday tickets in the new stadium, as me and my lad find it hard to get tickets even as a member?
There might be more walk-up tickets, but there might be more demand.
It depends what the season tickets are. I wouldn't go mad with the season tickets if I was Everton. I wouldn't have a major increase. He supports Liverpool. Yeah, you're never getting them. It depends what the season tickets are, basically. Of course, there'll be more tickets, so you'll have more chance of getting them, basically. So...
Well, like we're now, you have to be like an official member to get them, and maybe you don't.
No, you'll have to be a member to get them.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. No matter what, no matter even if you're a tourist, you'd have to be a member. Because Everton will just be like, well, someone's paying to be on a list
of the Labour Party.
Yeah. You never know. You might come off the list then, and you know the fact that you're on that list.
Which list?
You know that list.
Which list?
That list.
It's not a list. It's a register.
You're an official member, aren't you?
Yeah, been an official member for 4 years. Been on the waiting list since we went into COVID, which was around before.
Yeah.
And I got things saying this is your fifth unsuccessful year, but you've been banned once, so it's okay.
But the thing is, though, yeah, I get that. See, when we move into the new, this season coming now will be and I've already paid like about 4 installments or something, will be my 23rd year of being a season ticket holder. So...
But before then, you didn't...
No, before then I didn't, because you didn't need to.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
I was a child. I had the junior Evertonians card, and then once I had the junior Evertonians card, and you didn't need to be a season ticket holder. So if you were in the Galaxy, you just didn't need to be a season ticket holder. There was no. I was a season ticket holder for the year after we won the FA Cup. I bought one, and I think I had it for a couple of years, and then I stopped because you start working. I started work and everything, and my shifts were a bit unpredictable and stuff. So I stopped having one because just
that's what I'm like when now I can just drive the game and drive home, and I can go to my gigs and stuff after. We get to the new stadium, it's going to be more of a day out rather than just going to the stadium, watching the match, and then going to work and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah. No, you should. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, when the new stadium comes, you should be doing gigs at the new stadium.
Yeah, no.
And I'll be in and around. I'll be speaking to my local MP to make sure that happens.
I'll be speaking to Terry at Murphy's Gin.
Exactly, yeah. You should be the main entertainment on Murphy's before and after the game. Gary Ward says, Hardy over on our Toffee TV premiere. Toffee 97 says, afternoon all. Blue Keeley says, feel like we waited 777 days for this deal to fall through, but I'd rather that than them having running our club. Well, it's not. That'd be like over 2 years, wouldn't it? And it hasn't been 2 years. So, but I get the sentiment. Rich Parry, not Rick Parry. Rich Parry This afternoon, gents. I've never been so excited to go into June.
What's going on in June?
He's come. It means because it's not May.
But why isn't he normally excited to go? It's something like normally really bad happened in June, but now it's the first year that it won't happen.
June's cool. Last June I went to see Coldplay, and then I went to Harry Potter Studios. And this June I'm going to see Taylor Swift and the Foo Fighters. So
in June,
June's great.
Maybe Rich Parry
and there's a Euros.
Maybe Rich Parry normally I don't know, pays his taxes in June.
Yeah,
because he hates it. But this June he's going to see Taylor Swift, so he's the pain. So
let us know why you think Rich is excited for June. What is Rich up to in June? I'd be excited to hear some of your theories on why Rich is so excited for June. Mike Rafferty says afternoon. He says afternoon there to all. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. He missed a word out there.
Park life.
The Blues. The Blues enjoy another week of not having to watch them. Oh, I can't wait for the new season. Oh,
yeah. New Castori kit.
Can't wait.
Beto up front.
Liam D says time for Josh to wander out of Goodison for once and for all. Bring the crap with you, cabbage.
I wonder how we came up with that one.
Gareth Hughes says, see all the trolls out in force slagging off Onana for his comments to Belgian press. Find it bizarre that the majority of Evertonians say they will be happy to sell him, and apparently that's fine. But he is called every name under the sun when he says he might leave. Hypocrisy is alive and well. Absolutely correct, Gareth. Absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. There's nothing wrong with a player with a little ambition, little bit of ambition. Absolutely. As I said, and whether people agree with me or not, it's much easier to get rid of a player in your mind that you think's leaving anyway. So
must be like when Gareth was in the hospital and he was like, I can't wait to go home. The nurses were like, well, he can't wait to leave. Yeah. Get him out now.
Get him out now.
No,
Is that how they said it?
They were like, we can't wait
get
to
him out now
as well, because you'll be making great progress. And I can't wait to see Onana move on to a really good club, because we'll see how good of a player really is. And we'll get loads of money for him.
Fair enough. Sure, Gareth's sitting at home I'm sure you're there just eating loads of food, but I imagine you're not allowed to just eat loads of food. I'm sure you've got a strict diet that will make your weight gain slow.
That's all I do. And
slow and shoot you, but you haven't had a major illness.
I was doing some actual proper exercise yesterday.
Oh, what was that?
I was doing
trying on bowler hat.
No, I just do some bicep curls and that.
Oh yeah, of course. You know the way I just do bicep curls every day.
Doing some proper reps.
Oh yeah.
Bench presses.
Oh yeah.
And I was doing sit-ups.
Where did this happen?
In my bedroom.
Have you seen? No, at the moment, all I can see in my head is Kevin Spacey in American Beauty.
See, if I just
and that's the only place I see Kevin Spacey.
If I just went on a couple of runs a week and then played football, which isn't really doing anything, but at least it's keeping fit, and had a good meal, and then done the bicycles, I'll just be shredding the fat off. But because I eat my own body weight every day, I'm just going. And it's all in my belly. Like, my arms are skinny, but my belly's just like... Yeah. I looked in the fridge yesterday, like the reflection. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, my God. You're so fat that you look at the reflection in the fridge.
I was like, looking at the fridge, like, I want to open this, but Jesus. It's like, imagine how fat you are before you go
Maybe that's your issue, is that you're not looking in the mirror, you're looking in the reflection in the fridge.
No, I walked up to the fridge to grab some food. Saw my reflection, I went, stuff that. Just keep it shut. Jesus.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I put the new top on. That came yesterday. I probably won't even wear it now. Yeah. Came and my belly was like, Jesus Christ.
Incredible.
So I did some sit-ups. I want to start running, but I don't want to run around St. Helens. I want a treadmill.
Treadmills are boring.
I know, but St. Helens is scary.
It's not scary. Just go to Sherdley Park.
I'm constantly checking over my shoulder. That's not a bad idea.
Or go to where the big faces.
Yeah, I might do that. Then I might park up at Sherdley Park and run around.
The big faces would be a good place to run.
The Dream.
Yeah.
It's not a big face. It's a big cock in a field.
It's a big face.
Nah, kind of. It's all like, it's up and down hill, but it's only short. Where at Sherdley Park, you can get a good 7 or 8k.
Can you though?
Well, when you used to train with side, I could do a 5k.
All right. Okay. Danny says, speeding, drink driving and dodgy footwear. Surprise he gets in there in one place. Not mentioning any names.
I don't do any of that stuff.
No, that's not you he's talking about.
Anymore.
Brian Balls this afternoon watching from Salou in Spain by the pool. Not playing water polo though. Well, I wouldn't expect you to play Brian.
No.
That's a sport for the elites that train hard, whether they are in Greece or whether they are in Turkey.
Your average person just drinks and chills or swims. Some people play water polo.
Gary Ward says, good riddance to 777. Benjamin James says, let's hope from midnight onwards Mashiri puts his big boy pants on and acts like a normal owner. Should, for the first time he's got left at the club, or sorry, for the short time he's left at the club.
I wonder what's next for us. Maybe an owner who wears like a shirt, tie and a blazer, but with suit pants shorts. And he's like, hey guys.
No, tracky bottoms.
Yeah. Not just a fella like geared out in, he's like an American.
Yeah.
Wears a suit like Texter, but he shows up at Goodison in pure Monster X, and he's like, I'm one of you guys. It's pure Monster X rig out.
Fair play.
Like Scousers.
I'm watching watching a show at the moment on Channel 4 called The Gathering. Well, first of all, I spoke to you the other day about this, didn't I? The piano. Did I? I spoke to Jack about it. Didn't speak to you about it, did I? So there's a show on Channel 4 called The Piano. You've seen it? You're aware of it? So basically, they take a piano and people turn up and start playing stuff. It's boss. And they were in Liverpool today. They were in Lime Street. And the lad who went on it was just fully rigged out in Monterex. So you just knew he was Scout straight away. And he just sat down and performed this unbelievable piece of original music that
he was really good at piano.
He was amazing.
See, that's like a Susan Boyle moment.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
In full of Monterex, you're like, nah.
But that's how you could tell he was Scout. And then I'm watching this show called The Gathering, also on Channel 4. And all the kids in it are just head to toe in Monterex. I'm just like, they've done their research.
I remember about 3 years ago, straight after lockdown or between lockdowns, I went to Hindley or Horwich or something like that. I was doing a gig and I walked in, and there was this table full of lads in Monterex and ons, and I was like, what? Because Monterex was fairly new at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and going, so I edge closer to them, and I'm listening for like I don't know. And then I hear like, did you watch the rugby today? And I was like, we were 2-0 down. We were 6-0 down. And I'm like, have these Wiganers got hold of this Monterex? What's going on?
I was in the Trafford Centre a couple of weeks ago.
It's got massive now. Monterex.
Yeah, there was loads in the Trafford Centre wearing it, but it's still 100%.
Yeah.
Still 100% a Scout brand.
You used to only be able to get it.
Yeah. You could get it. I said you could get it in Paris when I was there because JD got it, and JD have got a big shop in Paris, so you could get it there. So, just saying.
There's still no one in St. Helens wearing it.
No. Steve says, Ped, I remember a few weeks ago when it looked like 777 was inevitable. I was trying to cope hard and telling myself that it would be impossible for them to do a worse job than Mashiri and Kenwright. But in reality, they would have been much worse. They shouldn't be anywhere near the sport, never mind owning a club. Our club, thank God it's not happening. Looks like we've had a lucky escape. The red flags were unbelievably obvious, but I think a lot of us were just trying to ignore them because we felt like there was no other option. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't ignore them. I think they were there, and I think...
You've said it all along.
Personally, I was not having it from day one, and there is a video of me, which is quite funny. There is a video of me on Radio Merseyside that literally the day before. I was on with Julia, and we were was I on with Julia? I might have been on with Julia or somebody else. And I got asked about 777, and I said there is no way they can afford to buy our football club. And the next day, literally the next morning, I woke up to the news and I was like, oh no, I'm going to get absolutely destroyed for this. And I just hid the video. Literally, the way you can hide conversations and stuff on Twitter, I just literally hid it because I was like, I'm going to get destroyed. And the other day I went and had a look at the comments on it, knowing full well it was about to collapse. and the comments, I am just destroyed. And I am so tempted to go.
Just quote retweet it.
I am so tempted to just go to every single person. But I get that. Don't get me wrong. Everyone who destroys me is someone who clearly doesn't like me. It's not like anyone having a. Everyone's like, oh, it only took them 12. Like, why would they trust you? You're not a financial expert. Why are you saying this? You're just a taxi driver. Blah blah blah. I was like, I've got common sense. That's why I never thought it was going to happen, because I've got common sense. And I like to think that I listen to the right people and take the sensible things out of things. But that video, I'm not gonna retweet it, because I'm better than that. But it's literally sitting there. But the comments are just, I am just getting absolutely destroyed in those comments. And someone said to me the other week, "Oh, I might retweet this," and I was like, "No, don't. Just leave it. Don't even jinx the situation at all."
I'd quote retweet.
But I just remember the next day waking up and looking at my phone, and it was like, Farhad Moshiri has agreed to sell Everton to 777, and I was like, I'd
have gone full in, and I'd have gone not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. And then gone.
I was just like, yeah, made me laugh. But anyway.
Find it. Retweet it.
Just find it and put it in the comments.
I want to retweet it.
No, don't retweet it, because it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. You can't jinx these things. You can't jinx them. But you find it. Just put the link in the comments.
I'm going to retweet it.
No, don't, because you'll jinx it.
What was it?
I think you just have to, if you just like search at Ped7 and at whatever the BBC Mersey Sport, I think it is. And you'll just read some of the in fact, just read some of the comments out on air. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Blue Keeley says, I was hopeful towards the start of 777, but by the end, couldn't wait to see them gone. The hope begins again. Yeah, listen, I think at first, a lot of people were shocked with 777, and then as it went on, listen.
Ped 7 says he's pleased with the arrival of Salomon Rondon. Bitch.
And I think everyone's well aware that 777 did approach us. What?
Can Bunchy's head get any bigger? Aged well. Ped proving he's just a fan with no idea. Puts money, it's happening. Please stop using this fella as someone who knows anything. The only thing I remember him reporting on is winning the transfer window. I hope you're right, Ped. I'm also hoping this will push another capable buyer to the front.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Are these like straight after I've done it, or are these like after it's already been reported?
After it's reported.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, and listen, I think we all wanted to find the positives. And it's no secret that 777's PR company contacted us and had a conversation with us. I wasn't on the call as such. I listened to it, but I wasn't on it. Baz and John were on it. And they listened to what they had to say. There was no one in that conversation who was like any of the big boys. It was like literally their PR company. You've gone silent. It must be really bad commenting it.
Just bookmarked it for the day when.
Yeah,
777 just go bust. I'm just like.
We spoke to them, and as I said, I listened to the conversation, and it was all positive stuff. As in, like, this is what's happened in Genoa, and if you speak to this set of fans, and if you speak to this person, and there was a lot of that. There was quite a few people trying to put us in touch with people who were positive about them to get some positive stories. But I think as a channel, we were sort of, we did play right down the line. We had Philippa Clare and what's the other lad's name?
Paul Brown.
I knew it was Brown. I couldn't think of his first name. Paul Brown on, didn't we? We had them on as well. And I'd definitely like to get them back on as well. we had them on as well, and we spoke about it quite regularly, and there was pros and cons, and you know, I know there was the Genoa stuff which seemed positive, and then there was the other stuff. So I think we did treat the story quite fairly. I just never really thought the whole thing always smelled fishy to me. The whole way that they did things always smelled fishy. It wasn't about whether they had the money or not to me. It was just, it just didn't feel right the way they got the money. Their plan always felt weird. And I was trying to put myself in the shoes of a fan of a club, one of the other clubs, and think, are they just going to take the money off them? Are they just going to take them players off them and give them to us? What if someone else comes along who's bigger than us and they invest? Are they just going to do the same thing to us? You know, I was speaking to Dan the other day from HLTCO, and we sort of said the same thing about Texter. Is like, he's going to take his money out of Palace and put it into Everton, but what if someone else comes along? It's like, it's that thing of like when a player goes on strike. I always think that's, I know some fans think that's great. Oh, he's gone on strike to play for us. Like, is that a good thing? In 2 years' time, is he going to go on strike at us? And I know football is quite like, you know, it's time and place.
I know he's trying to get what he wants. He wants the power, doesn't he? He wants to be able to run a football club.
No, I know that for Texter.
But if this is the extremes he has to go to do so, then...
No, but I mean, listen, as I said, I've just never bought into the whole thing. The whole secrecy thing was always weird with me as well. Oh, we can't say nothing until it's done. Why? Why can't you say anything till it's done? Oh, there's all this legal... Why? What a load of bollocks. What a load of bollocks. Can't say nothing. Of course you can say something. Yeah, of course you can. Farad Moshiri being all quiet. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. We live in an era of literally, like last night. I mean, it won't have done for you, but last night, for 5 minutes, the world stopped because of Donald Trump. The world literally stopped last night, and every news,
when he got found guilty,
every media company covered it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour.
He'll still run.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not getting into the politics of it. I'm just saying the world stopped last night, and every media and everything covered it because and that's the way the world is. And then, but today there'll be another story, and tomorrow there'll be another story. The world just keeps on going and going, and the world now is all about media companies, and it's all about your phone, and it's all about consuming information. That's all we do now is just consume. You're doing it right now, aren't you? We all just consume. We want our time and our lives to be filled with something because it's so hard now to do things like go out and do something which we all really should, you know, whether it's a run, a walk. We talked about mental health last week. It's so we just consume media all the time, and it's not good for us. It isn't good for us, but that's all we do. And for someone to come on and say, I can't do an interview, I'll do it when it's to me, that was like, big red flag. That if you're not prepared to sit down and tell people what your plans are for Everton just because you don't own them, that to me was a red flag. They can't. You can do it. Of course you can do it. Sit down and tell us what your plans are if you buy Everton, and get people excited and get people on your side. But he never did that. They never did that. So questions. There was more questions, wasn't there? All the time. You know, we sat here for the best part of 8 months trying to work out who these people were and what they were going to do with our football club. Because what they'd done with one football club was different from what they'd done for another football club. And people go, yeah, but look at Genoa are doing all right. And then you go, yeah, but look at Standard Liège. Look at what's going on in Brazil.
They haven't even gave Standard Liège the money that they owe them for buying them, which is, imagine that happened to us. We'd be absolutely goosed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the idea of not talking to a fan base is just nuts. Moshiri not talking to a fan base is nuts.
I do think Moshiri has to come out after today and address the situation. Certainly, even if it's just a calm, even if it's just...
Well, what Moshiri should do, you're absolutely right what you said before, is what Moshiri should do is have almost like an interview prepared for Monday. Well, really it should be for tomorrow, but for Monday morning, he should have an interview done with Everton FC TV where he says, that exclusivity period is over. We are open for business. I am fully in on this club. Like I said to you yesterday, I think he should put in a new board and a new CEO ASAP. It's business as normal till somebody comes in and buys this. So someone comes in with an offer, but it's business as normal. We're not stopping. I'll provide for this club. We've got a magnificent stadium and make people feel better. That's what really should happen, because silence is deafening. We say this all the time, and I'm afraid the people at the football club don't understand this. And I'm not talking about the people on the ground. I'm talking about the people at the top. The people who are like in the media department or whoever, they can't just create content out of nothing. They'll create nice fluffy content, of course they do. There's one that came out yesterday which is like Pickford answering. That's great, no issue with that. I had that idea ages ago. What needs to be done is proper hard stuff, sitting down in front of a camera saying what's going to happen next at Everton Football Club, because if he doesn't, someone else will fill the void. And I was actually really surprised this week, and I thought it was good that Everton made sure that the message got out about what was going on at the club. You know, there was a lot of talk about administration. There was a lot of talk about selling players on the cheap, and that just becomes a snowball. And Everton jumped on that quite quick, and I'm quite impressed that they did that and made sure that journalists knew that isn't the case. That we're not selling Braithwaite on the cheap. That Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been offered a new contract. That there isn't a fire sale. Yes, it's going to be tough, and Kevin Felwell's already told us that. And that's really good, but we need more of that. We need that from the owner, and we need that because people will start worrying now. People generally, I see it every day, people asking me questions. When that story came out the other day, number one, I couldn't believe that anyone would believe it because of the rag it was in. But people were saying, I seen comments, like, I was talking about completely different things on Twitter, and people were like, I'm terrified of administration, what do you think? And I'm like, well, I'm not an accountant, so I can't really tell you, but just don't believe that newspaper. But it is important that Everton fill in the gaps, and whether that's themselves or whether that's letting people know. So I think Paul Joyce has done stuff overnight, hasn't he? Saying that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been offered the contract. It wasn't like yesterday. It was a while ago, but because of what's going on at the football club, there's no rush to sign it. There are a few different things, but it's important that Everton are on top of this. It's important that Everton are on top of this situation and put the fans' worries, not to bed as much, but just make sure that everybody knows that it's business as normal. If that's the case, if Farhad Moshiri Monday morning is back to being the owner, because he hasn't been the owner for a while, let's be honest, has he? He checked out. He hasn't been the owner for a while. On Monday morning, he needs to get back to work. And I don't mean sitting behind a desk, you know.
But we just want to know that the club's not just being left to rot, like that it is that it's not in a state of limbo, like it's being sold soon. Like it's not like, I don't know, you've got a car for private sale, so you stop cleaning it because it's going soon, or you don't get it MOT'd or whatever, or because it's going soon. And then it turns out nobody wants it. You end up with a dirty, horrible car that's unserviced and LT and stuff. I just think they want...
Well, yeah, there's one. Sorry.
They want to know that the club's still going to be...
Well, this was from last night. Was it from last night? Yeah. From Lewis Steele, who is from the Mail. And again, this is part of the store, like what Everton are getting out. Everton's hierarchy now believe they are steering towards a more financial stable position. So that came out last night, and then there was the article of Everton will not be bullied into selling their key stars for cheap. So Everton are getting little bits and bobs out there. So they are going. Yeah, in fact, is a piece here by Philippa Clare and Paul Brown that's come out in the last hour. All of the football clubs in 777 Partners portfolio are up for sale, but the full scale of the colossal debt burden at Genoa. Now, Genoa were supposed to be the ones that were dead positive. Everyone was, look how well they're doing. But the full scale of the colossal debt burden at Genoa will be the concern for potential buyers. And then they've put, where does that leave Everton?
So Genoa are basically in a debt situation like ours, if not worse.
So that article's on Josimar right now.
They're absolutely screwed, aren't they? 777.
So, hang on.
They've got absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So listen, I just it doesn't. I think we're all well aware that 777. That article is on Joshua. If you want to look at that, I think we're all well aware that it's not going to happen. They haven't got the money. And they aren't taking over. So I think for me, Machiri needs to sit down with the club. He needs to do an interview. He needs to put his big boy pants on, and he needs to say what is happening in Everton Football Club. We can take it. We're all grown-ups. We can take it. We can take honesty. We've took honesty from Sean Dyche. We've took honesty from Kevin Felwell. We can take it. Don't treat us like kids, because we're not kids. If we were kids, we wouldn't be able to afford to watch the football. We're not kids. Treat us like adults. Do an interview. But you've got to. And I know I can say this without being an expert in anything. You've got to appoint a board, a proper board. And I personally would put someone like Dave Kelly on it from the Fab. So the Fab have got representation on the board. I believe this is the moment to do that. Certainly because if it ain't going to be a board that's going to be there for long term, why not do it? Why not get someone from the Fab on our board now? Someone who is there and can vote and is someone who's got experience and will go with their head and not with their heart when it comes to the football. Because it's not a long term thing. But Everton for the last year have had or since the last one went, which is just coming up to a year, isn't it? It's like it's like 50 weeks ago, let's just say, because I was in Wales. We need a proper board with like 6 people on it, and we need a proper CEO who is a proper CEO who can steer us through this situation. Now, people go, oh yeah, but it's short term. Well then, get a proper CEO then who's short term, not Colin Jong. Colin Jong isn't a CEO, so get somebody in there who's a proper CEO who can push guide Everton through this tricky summer at least.
Has he been CEO for almost a year now?
Yeah, because I was. No, I don't think he's been. I don't think the board were appointed that soon, but I know that it was the second week in June last year that the board got sacked, because I was in Wales and I was like messaging you now going, go live, like because it just happened, because I was in Porthmadog enjoying my holiday.
Well, I remember reporting Colin Chong's the interim CEO when Everton's been linked to Che Adams. That's crazy.
Hang on, I'll tell you now. Colin Chong, CEO.
Would have been about June, July, wouldn't it?
So he was appointed in June. It was June. It was June that he was appointed. But Everton for me, 23rd of June, I think it was. Everton have to make sure it's business as normal, because it's a huge summer. Let's have a look. Brian Garza said, I am toasting goodbye to 777 with good, strong cup of tea and enjoying every drop. Is right, mate. I'm enjoying a coffee with a shot of espresso in it, made by Ned.
Mine's empty.
With some nice almond milk in, because that's what I drink. I am one of these people who drink almond milk. Danny says, Ned going full Clockwork Orange. Are you aware of that reference?
The film Clockwork
Yeah,
Orange?
I think that's what it is, yeah, because they wore bowler hats.
Interesting.
Blue Keeley says, seen the new one, got apes in, so yeah, it's decent. Some had the new Planet of the Apes.
Has it got apes in? Yeah. Oh.
Kev Murphy says, afternoon, lads. Ped, ask Ned, has his mum done his hair today?
She attempted my hair once 2 weeks ago and hasn't done it since. We'll never do it again.
You need to go and get your hair cut.
I'm going. If we finish early enough.
Look at my haircut. I got my hair cut yesterday, right? Now today, I've had a shower and not put anything on it, and look at the way it just falls naturally, because that's the cut. It's the cut.
I know. If we finish by 3, I can get the hairdressers for half 3. So if I'm home by 4:20,
right.
and I've got enough time to get ready for the meal, so it should be okay.
What time's the meal?
5 o'clock.
Why do people eat so early?
It's just like, I don't know. But the
Because your
thing
granddad's
is,
got to go to bed.
Yeah, it's a big party of 13.
Okay.
And I'm the only one who hasn't told them what I'm having.
Oh, where are you going?
So they haven't, somewhere in St. Helens called the Bull and Dog. But they got like, their own private chefs, really good food.
Okay. Sounds amazing. Can't you like reach out and tell them what you're eating?
I spoke to my granddad the 2 nights ago.
What is your granddad's 80th?
80, yeah.
What's your granddad's name?
Ronnie.
Happy birthday, Ronnie. Is he the Man United supporter?
None of them, Man United. No, he's an Evertonian, Ronnie.
I'm only messing. I'm only messing. Happy birthday to Ronnie.
My mum's dad's the West Brom.
Happy birthday to Ronnie. Your grandson's doing a great job. Just not in here.
He's coming tomorrow watching us.
Oh yeah, playing footy, aren't we? Playing footy tomorrow, Widnes, 3 o'clock. If anyone wants to come down and watch it, Widnes Stadium.
It's only £3 to entry, but all proceeds go.
But there is. Ned put the link in the comments. But you can donate to charity. It's a men's mental health charity called James Place, isn't it?
James Place.
That we're playing for. So if anyone would like to donate anything, £1. If you's all donated £1 right now, that would be like 680 quid, because that's the amount of people watching right now. If you's all donated £1, I know you's all can't donate £1, and I certainly wouldn't force anybody, because obviously that isn't how it works. But if you all donated £1 right now to this charity, it would be brilliant. Yeah. So make sure that link goes on YouTube and on Premiere.
It's in the comments, and I'm going to pin it.
There you go.
And I'm going to put I'll put the whole post on there.
Ground almond is not milk. Well, of course it's not milk, but it is milk. It's in my coffee and it tastes nice, and I'm quite happy with that. Thank you.
It's man-made milk.
Yeah, but then when you think about what you're drinking when you drink milk, isn't that just as weird? Isn't that just it
doesn't come straight from the cow?
No, but you take a step back, and like if the beginning of the time someone said, right, we're gonna make milk out of that nut, or we're gonna give you milk out of a cow that should be for that cow's baby, but you're gonna drink it instead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I know we're all used to drinking milk, but you just take one step back and think of it like that. Those some of the things we do as humans, they are weird, aren't they? Like,
we're meant to have milk from humans.
We're not supposed to eat meat.
Really?
Like, we don't have... No, what I mean by that is we don't have teeth for milk to eat meat.
Canines, don't we?
We don't have... No, but we don't have teeth to eat meat. Our teeth are basically made for eating vegetables. They're not made for eating meat.
Why do we eat meat then?
Because someone realised it was dead nice.
So we're omnivores, but we're meant to be
omnivores. I'm not talking about, like, obviously we're carnivores.
Oh, yeah, because we can't eat raw meat.
But our teeth are not made. Our teeth are just not made for eating meat. And our digestion systems are not actually made to...
We're the only animal who eats meat who can't eat it raw.
Well, our digestive systems aren't designed to actually eat lots of the things that we eat. But because over time we have eaten them. That's why some people obviously have loads of issues when they eat like milk and stuff, lactose intolerance and stuff like that. There's loads of things we shouldn't eat.
I was allergic to dairy when I was a baby,
There you go.
It grew out of allergies.
Steve P, never listen to Keith Winers. As honestly as anything Keith Winers ever said come true. Anything he's ever said come true. He is literally talks nonsense. Agent says, can you make cheese out of almond milk?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
No, you can make cheese.
But I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat it.
And you can make mash with almond milk. It won't taste very nice, but you can make it.
It's fine.
It just gives it a nice fluffiness.
I definitely haven't seen into Morrissey. Morrissey is weird.
I would go outside.
I'm talking about science. I'm literally talking about science.
I'm a scientist. I can back that.
I'm just saying that meat. I'm not saying don't eat. I eat meat. Of course I eat meat. I'm having burgers for me tea tonight. I eat meat. I'm not saying don't eat meat, by the way.
Burgers tonight.
Burger Friday, yeah.
You should be having pasta and fish.
No. I'm fine, mate. I'm fine.
I want to get up and have eggs and pasta.
People can eat whatever they want. I'm not telling people I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian at all. I do dip into the
vegetarian
the meat
Food?
there. Like, no, I do dip into like
Substitute.
substitutes now and again. Like I have like meatballs and they're non-meat meatballs because once you put sauce and everything on, I can't tell the difference. So it doesn't really matter. People can eat whatever they want. I'm just saying, scientists have said that our teeth and stuff we shouldn't really be eating loads of stuff, but we do, and it's fine. It's fine. That's all it is. People can do what they want. People can do what they... I'm not saying they're telling people what to do. I'm just saying that if you watch certain things... But then there's always the counter thing. There's a brilliant documentary on Netflix with Schwarzenegger talking about meat and meat substitutes. And it's a really interesting documentary because he says we shouldn't be eating as much meat as we should because of the fat on it and what it does to your vein, the blood and all that.
Yeah.
And then all the meat people come after him. And he says the meat people are like the cigarette people in like the 70s and 80s. They pay scientists to say stuff and all that kind of thing. I don't know what's true and what isn't true.
You want to try working with Baz? I walk in there, anything I eat, he goes, that'll knock 15 years off your life, that, you know, lad. Get some seeds on that.
Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, bananas are good, don't eat them all.
I don't drink alcohol.
Beer pure orange juice is alright, don't drink it all.
I don't drink alcohol anymore. But I certainly wouldn't tell you to not to drink. But what I have said to you is if you go for a pint and you're driving, why not have a bottle of non-alcoholic beer instead of having a normal bottle of beer? And just drink that instead of drinking. If you're in your car, that's what I mean. But if you're going out for a night out, do what you want. But I don't drink alcohol, and I feel...
The weekend just gone, the bank holiday, I've had the heaviest drinking weekend I've ever had, and I've still got that, that feeling there, and it puts you in I've been in a bad mood all week, and it's because of that feeling there, and I've not been able to shift it yet.
When you go for a bevy, every other drink, have non-alcoholic beer. Do you know what I mean? Have non-alcoholic beer. I just know that, and this is just me, I just know for me personally now, I feel so much better by not having alcohol anymore. I haven't been sick for literally the entire time that I've stopped drinking. I haven't had a cold. I
was puking up on Monday.
I haven't had a cold. I haven't been sick. I just feel, and because I'm running as well, and I feel like I'm not wasting me running either, because you can go for a run and then you go in and have a few bevies, and
you've not got that thing on your conscience where you have a bevy, and it, like that, all of that I know is bevies, because I don't like give me chance to shift it. Yeah, I'll not like have a few every few days, but I'll have maybe one or two every day. No, listen. This week I've not been drinking.
You're a young man. You do what you like, and everyone can do what they like.
Make you feel like.
I'm just saying now. See, when I leave here, I'm going to go to Home and Bargain, and they sell these bottles, these 500 milliliter bottles of Czech non-alcoholic beer for 85 pence, and I'm going to buy 6 of them, and that'll do me for the weekend.
Non-alcoholic ciders are gorgeous. Lovely, nice and cold.
Benny, that's nonsense. Non-alcoholic beer is terrible. That's just nonsense. Guinness Zero is amazing, right, for a start. And that's just wrong, that non-alcoholic beers are not nice. They used to be not nice, but I'm telling you now, right, they are nice. Some of them are nice. And the other side of it, they'll get even better because the market is getting so big. The non-alcoholic beer. I think this year, the Euros and the Olympics, the official beers are both non-alcoholic beers. Heineken Zero. And I think whatever the other one is a zero as well. The non-alcoholic beer market is getting huge, and that means the beer will get nicer and nicer and nicer. The Guinness, non-alcoholic Guinness is superb. You've just got to have it really cold. You've just got to have it really cold. But listen, I'm not telling people, as I said, or you can pick up, like Andy said there, you can pick up a bottle of non-alcoholic Heineken.
We've got some in the fridge.
And not tell any difference.
Oh,
Benny, you're wrong, mate, because I drink these all the time. I drink these beers all the time.
I don't like Heineken, Benny.
The non-alcoholic Heineken is, I think, just tastes exactly the same as normal Heineken.
It tastes the same, but it's less gassy.
The Guinness is superb, honestly. The Guinness is superb. The only problem with the Guinness is I drink it too quick. That's the only difference. Guinness, proper alcohol Guinness it takes time to drink. Non-alcoholic Guinness, I could swig it in one go. It's so easy to drink. So, but listen, everyone can do what they want. Everyone can do what they want. For me, all it is like when I'm talking to Ned about it, is like if you have a night out, just every other beer or every third beer or towards the end of the night, start drinking non-alcoholic beers. I don't think the spirits, I'd leave the spirits. I know you can get non-alcoholic whiskey. Not sure about that. I did try non-alcoholic gin and I wasn't impressed at all. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, something that's meant to be like a very high percentage of alcohol.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not impressed by it then.
It's the alcohol that makes stuff like
Benny,
that.
you might be right, mate. You might be right. The thing about it is, I wouldn't know what a normal beer tastes like anymore. My palate has changed, so you might be right, mate. I can't argue with that. You might be right. To me, I taste the non-alcoholic beers now, and I go, this is nice. This is refreshing. I don't mind this. So you might be right. If you're having a non-alcoholic and an alcoholic, you'll notice the difference. Of course you will. But I don't think they're terrible at all. I enjoyed them, and it's made it so much easier for me as well. Don't get me wrong. At first, I was having some, and they were like the BrewDog ones. They just taste like watered down beer. But now they do taste like normal beers, and they're only going to get better. But listen, everyone.
How long have you been sober for now? Like 3 years?
No. So the last time I had a heavy session was October 2022. And that was my dad's 70th birthday. And I had a heavy one. I had a pint of Guinness when I went to New York in December 2022. 1 pint the entire time I was in New York. And that was the last time I drank alcohol. So
I gave you a fireball now, you just go, whoa.
Probably would, mate. But I have no interest. I honestly have no interest in drinking alcohol.
It's mad, isn't it? Like I can easily go out and not drink and have a good time. But when you get there and people are having a drink, you go...
What I know the thing in this country is... We'll get back to footy, you know. The thing in this country is the alcohol thing is weird in this country. We're all like, you listen to the radio, put the radio on at like 5 till like 7 tonight. And everyone are like, can't wait to get home to get on the Prosecco. And you're like, the culture in this country is so weird.
I said to myself on Mondays, I'm not drinking this week because I want to get rid of this feeling. And I'll keep it. I want to be all right for Saturday. And I get there and I get to the pub on Wednesday. And my mate orders a gin and lemonade. And I'm sat there with an orange cordial like, I really want to drink. I don't have one though.
Do you know what's really funny? Because someone just there's a one of the Erdinger, right? It actually says on the bottom on the bottle that it's isotonic, right? And I read the other day I got sent an email like a running thing, and it said that non-alcoholic beer after you have a run might be better for you than having like a Lucozade, because everything you need after a run is in non-alcoholic beer. It's got all the right percentages of the things you've just had. You know, when they say, you lose all the minerals and everything. Electrolytes. So they reckon that non-alcoholic beer might be a really good thing to have after you. So there's a bonus. There's a bonus.
Not, like, full of caffeine.
Listen, some people love going out for a bevy and they love getting drunk and they love it. I am past that stage in my life. I prefer to be sober. I prefer to be healthy. I prefer not to be sick. I prefer to be to just feel good, and that's just me. And anyone can do whatever they want in moderation. I honestly am not telling anyone what to do. I'm just telling you that this all started by almond milk, didn't it? This all started with almond milk. There you go. Do what you want.
There is a link to the next show as well.
We will be going on to MTAG in a minute because so let's just finish off some of the comments. Liam D says, tried booking a stadium tour to show me like Gooders before it's gone. When you go to book, it says no events available, so a club with no money aren't doing stadium tours. That's ridiculous, isn't it? I know they do a lot of work over the summer at the ground, but that is ridiculous. And of course this summer they'll be making sure the ground looks absolutely amazing for the last season and stuff. But you're absolutely right, mate. We haven't got a clue, have we? I know they did the thing last week and they let people go on the pitch and stuff, and that was really good, but we haven't got a clue. We've always been terrible at that kind of thing. Mac says, Oh, sorry, Benjamin James says Brian King is a bellend that used to be a football scout and now thinks that he's a journalist. But in reality, he's just a clickbait artist. If you believe what he writes, then you clearly think that the earth is flat. Where does he write? This Brian King? I've never heard of him. Mark Max says, can new owners get us to move into the new stadium halfway through the season, or is it a plan to move at the end of the season, set in stone? Imagine we didn't get Paul McCartney to open the stadium, but Ned instead. No, it'll be set in stone now because of all the ticket plans and everything, sadly. Blue Keeley says excited for June because Pearl Jam are touring.
Pearl Jam.
Why have you put a question mark? They either are or they aren't. I don't know. I'd like to know what I like here. Is it Pearl Jam? Is it their lead singer who does the song from Last of Us? Last of Us 2?
Wasn't it Steve?
No, it was their lead singer who done the song that he's playing, isn't he?
Yeah, Future Days.
Future Days, isn't that the lead?
Yeah, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah. There you go. Andy Hughes says have we got a date for the new kit? Any news on the colour of the away kit? No, and I can't say. Mike Barrett says can't say. Mike Barrett says trying on bowler hats killed me. Did he?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Gosh.
Would he like odd job bowler hats?
He thought, if I want to be a real basic trigonometrist, I've got to wear these bowler hats. Kill him. There are fewer more sing sites than that.
I don't think milk. Sorry, Danny Ellis. I don't think milk is best for hydration. To be honest, I don't think it is, mate.
No, it makes me more thirsty.
I don't think it is.
The best thing you can drink.
It's good if you got like a really hot mouth.
Best thing you can drink is water.
It's not. It's actually not the best thing you can drink.
But no, like you can't drink too much water.
It doesn't replenish.
If you can drink too much caffeine.
It doesn't replenish the things you need when you go for any exercise. You are getting rid of loads of important stuff out your body.
Yeah,
and
like
water,
electrolytes and stuff.
Water doesn't have post.
You need like caffeine and stuff to. But if you drink too much of those stuff, it can give you an.
Yeah, well, I have a thing.
Water.
I have a big thing which, if anyone raided my house, would look weird. I've piled 2 scoops in water, and that's it. And I give you the one but yours is the one I give you's got caffeine in, and I can't have too much. I go for runs late at night, and I can't have too much caffeine late at night either as well. I sound like a bad little lass, don't I? By the way, no caffeine.
It's all right. He goes home and plays chess with the missus.
Yeah, no caffeine, no bloody alcohol, and talking about meat and almond milk and stuff.
Play water polo on weekends.
I do. Water polo would be too exciting for me.
It's like eating seeds next year.
Hakan says, ending the financial year, June the 30th, is... What's that? Ecrocracy.
Eh?
I don't know what that word is. In a championship season, being forced to sell assets underpriced to vultures, being able to show them for Europe or the world might make the less slight teams miss out on real value. Yes, well, Hakan, yes, it should end at the end of the transfer window. Steve Kelly says, rumour is Josh Wonder is from Skem and hates modern stadiums, bar Readings.
Good God Almighty, it's Kane. It's Kane.
Steve, you should come tomorrow. And watch me, Ned, and Kane play
Kane's
footy.
been doing star jumps today, apparently.
You should come, yeah. You should come and watch it. It'd be hilarious.
Kane turns up tomorrow and he goes, "Oh lads, I've had 5 or 7."
He also says, "We always said, mate, about 777." We did, Steve. We did. Nathan says, "Don't run, do BJJ." Okay. All right, lads. How are we doing today? My mate told me he got AI to write an analytical comparison essay on Branthwaite and Beckenbauer. My favourite line was Branthwaite with his boundless potential and burgeoning talent represents the future of football, a future where defenders are not just guardians but creators, innovators and leaders. My God, that's amazing. Woo! I'm about to run through a brick wall. Benny says water or water with a pinch of salt. There you go. But then Danny says it's scientifically proven it has all the nutrients you need. I don't think it does, because I run really far.
The stuff that has...
Pro Dreamer says, Ped, stop protesting, stop oil now.
Why do you want to protest stop oil?
No, I'd
you
be
protesting
with
oil?
them. I just don't want to get glue on my hands. But I'm behind stop oil. I'm fully behind
We all
it.
know you have to cause an upset.
You have
make
to.
Real change
You have to
for
cause
good.
shit.
Look at what the suffragettes did.
You have
they
to
caused
exactly.
absolute shit.
Is right,
But
Ned.
look what it's done. We've had people like Denise Barrett.
We're all too soft in this country now. Oh, there's people protesting. People should protest. That's how you get shit done. Protesting.
Don't forget. That's
why the French, mate. That's why the French are the ones.
This world is run by media, and media is owned by people who want the world to be a certain way.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
people like us don't get a say.
There you go.
So if we want to save the world.
There you go.
Then we've got to break.
These people are amazing, mate. I'm fully behind. Stop oil.
Just don't sit in front of my car,
mate. Stop oil and stop. Right. Then you'd stop Man City.
Go and do something that upsets the apple cart, not the working class, though, is what I say.
Mike Barrett says you can drink too much water, Ned. As a scientist, you should know this.
Well, I am a scientist who's also discovered this serum to unlimited water drinking.
Lovely. Says June starts after the 31st of May.
Yep.
That's science.
That is science. Well, it's not, because it's time's man-made.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But then, so science.
Yeah. Is it though? No, science has always been here.
Okay. No, I know.
Exactly.
Brandon says, alcohol is straight up poison for your body. Stupid how much it can affect your decision-making and inhibitions and still be totally legal, to be honest. Wonder how it can be a Class A in other countries. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. I mean, it's weird that other stuff is illegal and alcohol isn't. That's what's weird, isn't it? That's what's weird. Well, who makes those decisions? You're absolutely right, mate. Although they need to make weed not smell the way it does. It's disgusting. I hate the smell. Nathan says, can you imagine if people spoke in the same way about weed as they do about alcohol? Would be hilarious. That's how weird our alcohol culture is in the UK, saying that love a glass of wine with a good tea. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. And yet, if you were to say, "Oh, I love having a good spliff," imagine ringing up BBC
That's
Two,
the thing, no,
going, Sarah, I can't wait to get home and roll a good spliff tonight.
Obviously, like, people have it. The culture for drinking, the culture to smoking like weed and stuff, is totally different. Like, people will have a weed at home for medical reasons and stuff. But I think that, like you've said it, like the smell is that.
It's disgusting, mate.
That it makes people look down it because it's a smelly thing.
Yeah,
People who smoke it smell.
But then on the other side of it, there's like, if you could get it, like now people are getting people are getting CBD oil and gummies and all that kind of thing to relax and stuff like that. But
people get them for the like stuff. For vapes
as I've got older, what I've realised is there's not much difference. In fact, people who are more chilled out, obviously, who do that. It's not something I've ever.
You can still abuse it. Though.
It's not something. You can abuse everything.
We know someone very well.
It's not something. By the way, it's not something I've.
Deep into it.
Something I've never done, so I can't speak either way. But people seem a lot more chilled out on that than they do in lots of city centres on a Saturday and Friday night.
I'm not against it, but I've never seen it spark huge bad behaviour. I just hate the smell.
And as a taxi driver in a previous life, people getting into your car who smell of head to toe of weed is disgusting. Like, the smell lingers and it stays wherever it is. Like, it is one of those smells that literally clings onto you, and then if you sit somewhere, it will cling onto the fabric. You can smell it from next door. And then the next person who gets into your car, they can smell it, and then they start smelling of it, and it is properly like
my ex used to smoke it, and I'd be sat in my ex's, and I used to, like, she never really did it in front of me because at the time I was younger, I didn't agree with it. I was one of those kids that were like against. I'm not against it now. I still don't do stuff. I don't smoke it. But I'm one of those kids that were like, I look down at it. But when she used to smoke it, I'd come home smelling of it, and it would knock me sick. It's
the smell that does me.
My mum and dad must have thought I was a little junkie.
Yeah, it's the smell that does me. It's disgusting.
You can get poly though. Poly doesn't smell. But poly's not real weed.
Listen to you. Listen to you, the bloody Heisenberg there.
I am the one that knocks.
There you go. Right, we're gonna go. What are we talking about on More Than a Game?
Champions League.
Oh yeah,
just a preview for the final.
Yeah, we're gonna go to More Than a Game. We'll be live in a couple of minutes.
Man's gonna
we'll be live in a couple of minutes. So catch us over there. Thanks to everyone. Good Friday. It's a good Friday. It's not Good Friday. It's been a good Friday.
We're having fish tonight.
We'll be back on Monday. I think Baz will be here on Monday as well. So
Really, yeah.
yeah. Catch you all then. See you later. Bye.